Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get to the show. We are on episode Weebs of the Ring. Sorry, a podcast show, Weebs of the Ring, episode 51. Vash of Stampede is back. We here, so it is the Stampede time. You know what we got for the show? We have a stack one. It's SummerSlam tomorrow. It's gonna be a big night because we have a fucking pre-show that's fucking 3 hours. We're gonna get to that. There is a SummerSlam coverage for tomorrow. It got confirmed before we started the show, so that's greenlit. You will see a stream ready for tomorrow night. We'll most likely be starting 11 p.m. just like we did for tonight of Weebs of the Ring. Are you guys excited for what happened with the new champions of the Bloodline? I'm not, but let's discuss it. Let us know how you feel about that because the Bloodline is the new tag team champion. That'll be the main talk show for tonight. We also had round two of Carmelo Hayes versus Aranje. How do you guys feel about this? What do you want to see more? 3 out of 5. It, a best type of 7 series match. Let us know. We also had the Princess and Queen having a conversation about SummerSlam. Somebody got a new briefcase, and we had the women's tag team also had a title defense, but then they got interrupted. How do you guys feel about that? Let us know. And we'll be having at the very end of the show, it will be the SummerSlam prediction. We apologize we didn't have a show this past week Friday. I mean this past week Monday for Monday Night Raw, but we'll come back for this coming next week Monday for Raw coverage. We apologize our schedule was conflicting. But like I said, we didn't have a show Friday. We have a show today. So without further ado, let's start the show.
And starting the show, we are, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and ignorant children of the Isles. What is up? What is good? Hopefully, you guys have had a good week. I know it's been a week since we've been on here to talk about the wrestling, talking about the graps. Had to take Monday off due to some unforeseen circumstances, but welcome, as always, to the chat. I see some lovely faces in there. I see JJ there. I see that Dino Man. I see Gnome in there. Looks like we're all having a good night. Hopefully, you are having a good night. But if you're not, hopefully maybe we could cheer you up a little bit. And if you're new into the chat, well, first of all, welcome. You are, of course, here for the Weebs of the Ring podcast. But who are we exactly? Who are these lovely gentlemen that you see on this screen? Well, with anime in our souls and thoughts of wrestling out of control, tonight we're a duo of weebs. Unfortunately, Drop is not going to be joining us tonight. He is on vacation. But again, the duo is here to talk to you about the lovely, awesome entertainment that we know and love as professional wrestling. So, allow us to be the voices inside of your head as we give our thoughts and opinions on the wrestling show of the evening, talk about it, break it down a little bit, and, provide an experience that is inclusive to all of you nerds out there. So, grab your steel chair, yell for the table, and get put through an experience like none other. That's right. As always, we are the Weebs of the Ring podcast. And again, it is Friday. It is the night before SummerSlam. And I don't know about you, Vash, but I am pumped for this party of the summer this weekend. How you feeling about everything? It's been a while since you've been on here. How you been?
Yes, I appreciate for everyone asking. I appreciate for the kind words from JJ that Vash is back. I appreciate everyone for welcoming here. Thank you. It's good to be back with this rain. I've been gone from work, and also Mama Dukes had a little quick surgery this past week. Had to be there for support. Had to be there for things this past week. So if I'm not here, also next couple of weeks of this month, it's because I'm busy taking care of Mama Dukes. So I appreciate anybody for kind words because I did say publicly on Twitter, so I could say here on the show as well. So if you don't follow me at times on social media, I do talk about my life. I'm not very public unless you're on or in the Discord. I am, but we appreciate for everyone being here for Weeps of the Ring, episode 51, and let's talk about it for this night's SmackDown because it is the go home show of SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a nice one. It's our first time doing a SummerSlam coverage tomorrow. So it's going to be a good one to have SNS memory because I'm very excited about this with CM Punk and everything.
Mm-hmm.
With what happened today at the kickoff show. By the way, guys, I did not see the kickoff. The only thing I know, like I told behind the scenes, the kickoff show, I've only seen two things. Liv's Morgan outfit that's been everywhere on the timeline, reposted by
Yep.
everyone, and
It's been all over the timeline, dude. Like
100%.
you can't escape it.
You cannot. And with Rhea Ripley's big giant boots just coming off the trailer, just being supported by Damien Priest, I'm like, that's so cute or adorable. Just that, like, yo, I need help. I need to get off this
Dude,
ramp. Help me, assist me.
they give off such sibling energy, and I'm all here for it. I love it so much, and I'm glad they're back together and all that. Ooh, yeah. So it looks like the chat's popping off a little bit. We got Oblivion over here. Also, JJ
Welcome,
Drop will
welcome.
still be here, with his pre-recorded videos, so we will be entertained when he is gone. Well,
That is
hey,
true.
yep,
Also, I will tell this that there will be some videos of his in the upcoming future that may involve us as well doing a collab type of video discussion. Also, I'm gonna say a little sneak peek as well. If you're anybody new to the channel, don't worry. If you like us and entertained by us, like the video. It's a quick, nice support. If you want to see more of us in the Anime Podcast, there will be a community post coming out some type of this weekend showing our coverage for this month. Since we already broke it down to what we'll be covering, it's a lot of things. So stay tuned for that. And also, let us know what you guys think. Like you're saying in the stream, let us know in the video as well. What you thought about this episode. It always helps us to stay in the algorithm and be entertained by us and help us more in the future to maybe go to the next SummerSlam of the next year or WrestleMania, because that's I really want to go to WrestleMania Las Vegas. I've been hearing. I'm going. I'm trying to save money. I will be there. Even if I don't go as press, I'm going as a fan.
man. That's actually on my list because I've been to a Raw, been to a SmackDown, and I've been to a live event. I have yet to be at a PLE, and
Same.
that's next on my list. Like I was this close, dude. I was this close to going to WrestleMania this year, but like it wasn't in the plans. It's just I couldn't make it happen. But maybe one day. Maybe
Oh,
one day.
definitely one day. I've gone to Raw and SmackDown.
Mhm.
I was close to go to a PLE of Royal Rumble a couple years back when it was I think in New York or New Jersey or like somewhere near the tri-state
Yeah.
area. Um but sadly things did not accord to. But now of us doing the show, now my love back to wrestling because I've gone to AEW their shows here in New York, all three of them,
Mhm.
and I missed one of them. So there was I think four by now, and I've gone to three of them. But I haven't gone to a PLE yet. But now doing the show and everything, I want to at least go, even as not as press or fan. I mean, not as press. I will go as a fan to the nearest one or travel now. Because now it's like, wait a minute, why do I have to wait until they come to New York? I could go to them.
Yeah.
I could just get a small hotel for a weekend and just go. That's what matters, the experience.
Yeah, because why not? Why not at all? But we're gonna move on to our first segment because again, as always with Fridays, we have some fun things to talk about. But like the week goes on, and sometimes you just have to really just kind of grab that week in a headlock and grapple it down to the ground. So as we grapple with the week, we have tons of wrestling to take in and talk about very briefly, obviously. So Vash, during your time away, did you consume any wrestling media while you were gone?
One, we better go back to this portion of how you started the intro. I want that to be your intro all the week. You landed that smoothly, and it was a great transition. I just want to say that.
I
I
will
want to get
try
that quick
to.
shout out.
Look,
However,
no guarantees, but yeah, thank you.
if anybody is not on social media, if you are unaware, there was a meeting that happened this past week, and I want to talk about it because it's something that happened, and I really want to have a quick discussion because we did talk about it in Discord, and I wish we made a short form content for it. Tony Khan and Shane McMahon had a meeting this past week. They even let it be posted because it shows that this wasn't like a sneak peek or somebody was hiding in a corner caught them. This was literally like a close up of somebody must have been like 3 feet or 5 feet away. And Tony Khan was like mad shocked with his expression, like, "Oh my god, you're taking a picture of us? What?" And then Shane is like, "Yeah, we're talking business out here. Money, 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 money." So that's what I saw in this picture, and I'm like, guys, I really want to hear chat. Tell us what you think about this, because I'm really curious. It's like I said in the Discord,
Mhm.
what possibility at Shane McMahon current age can he do? Because if anybody does not remember, this man less than 400 days or maybe 450 days at WrestleMania, this man pulled an hamstring during the little quick segment with the Miz and Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
So if this man was probably to last minute, all right, cool. If you was to last minute, but you just did a back to back rope and you pull a hamstring when you was trying to do
Yeah.
your move, that's does not look good. You must be training, but like if you're gonna be here at this age, the best thing I would recommend be a business partner to Tony Khan.
Mhm.
Tell him like, all right, cool. I'm not doing nothing with my father company. All this has been happening. This is the most wildest comparison I might ever use once in my life on the podcast. If it ever happens again, that'd be wild. But imagine like Shane McMahon right now has to be like one of the Kardashians. Shane McMahon has to make his own path since he technically I know, tell me about it.
They're the Kardashians.
I
Wait.
know. I never thought I
Holy
would ever
shit.
use this transition or even comparison in my life in our show.
Oh, that's so good.
But it makes sense for this because right
Yeah.
now with Stephanie, she's in the business because with her spouse and they're doing good with what they're leading up to, so it's working. Shane right
Mhm.
now doesn't have a position within the company, so I feel like if it's the best position for him to do is be a business partner with Tony Khan, tell him what has worked for him in his company at WWE, and make him AEW actually succeed. I feel
Mhm.
like that'd be the best tactic and what you want out of it.
Yeah, and I'm kind of thinking that's where it might lead, just kind of him being like an advisor type. But there's also the fear. Well, I don't want to say fear because that just sounds negative with it, but like there is the fear of him being on screen. And like on one hand, there's kind of a uh morbid curiosity of having a McMahon
Exactly. On
in
screen.
AEW like on screen, yeah, because it's like it's kind of the same level as when Shane showed up when he bought, quote unquote, bought WCW, like that kickstarted the whole invasion angle and all that.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of on that level, but like 20 years later, over 20 years later. So yeah, there is a morbid curiosity that kind of wants to see it happen. I was actually listening to Cultaholic because like they had this similar thing that I just said going on with it, but like they also said something too that I kind of agree with as well. It's like um for the short term, this will be great. This will be fun, because like you're getting your headlines, you're getting like the quick snapbacks, you're getting people to like tune in to be like, wait, is Shane actually on the show? What's going on? Like, how are they doing this? What is a McMahon like not underneath a McMahon regime, if that makes sense?
Yeah.
But then you started looking at the bigger picture and it's like, where do we go from here? What are we doing?
And like,
Why is Gamora?
is he gonna announce himself as Shane McMahon? Is he gonna call Shane McMac? Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. With so many references I'm saying, this is not on purpose, guys. My brain is just going left field as we're going. But yes, Shane McMac. Like, is he gonna try to go or just Shane? And is
Mhm.
he still gonna use the song of his money, money, money? Like that's been his song for so many years, even from his dad Vince. Like there was all about that personality because of how much money they are worth in the
Mhm.
company itself. So it's really curious to see how that leads up to. And I know we don't need to talk about it too much as well, but this relates to AEW as well.
Mhm.
With her, I just lost her name. She just got
Oh.
fined and suspended for like a couple of weeks.
Oh, the whole Britt Baker
Yeah,
thing?
Britt Breaker thing happened. It just came out left field to
Yeah.
me, so it's like crazy to hear. But the rumors heard that everything's going backstage with MJF, so it's like
Mhm.
it sucks that AW all it gets is a lot of gossip and drama instead of the actual build up with its wrestlers, with the storyline and everything. So it sucks that week to week there's always drama on the news about the show, but then people talk about it because there's not much seats or people watching it. But then they talk about their story. So like it sucks that when they're trying to grow and do something, there's always trying to go like 5 steps forward, but then no, 3 steps forward and then 5 steps back. As that feels like it's week to week for EW.
Yeah, and like, because that's the thing, I want AEW to succeed and all that. I want them to do well and everything, but it's just like when you keep getting reports like this, it kind of just makes you not want to tune in and not really care. And I mean, take numbers with a grain of salt, also with like viewership and all that, and ratings and all that, but they were not in a good rating spot this week. I know the Olympics are going on and all
Oh
that,
yeah,
but for those tribalistic people that look at those numbers and want to make a big deal about it, um, when you look at it, Raw was on a different network during the Olympics,
yeah.
and it didn't really lose too much from what I remember. And yet
It's,
AEW was like down a bit from even just from last week.
I believe it's on Sci-Fi to this week and last
Mhm.
week.
Yeah.
Uh, and it's just crazy that they try to be a company and they try to do the best they can. So I hope with Shane, I hope they get back on track. Like I don't want any type of failure for any company
No,
that's trying to
no.
succeed. Like even with TNA, with Joe Hendry being on both shows, even with the coverage that came out today with Joe Hendry, Ham having a good support system, and I think
Mhm.
a new contract or like a new type of
So,
teamwork going on with WE. I mean
mhm,
NXT and with TNA. Like this is such a beautiful dynamic with them and how it's been going on. I love it. And even with the rumors, I don't know if you've been keeping track, but the
mhm.
Rascals might be winning the tag titles next week. And if they do, that means they're champions for NXT, but they're from TNA. It's fucking
Yeah.
amazing if that actually happens, which I'm supporting because those guys laid it at the end. And if y'all don't understand it, you're too young.
Yeah, just go to the treehouse and you'll be fine. But actually, I want to go back to the Joe Hendry thing, because like
Go ahead.
that's the story. That's it. I don't want to say it's crazier than the Shane McMahon story, because that's crazy in itself. But like, so the Joe Hendry thing, it's just like him. He's a TNA contracted superstar or wrestler, whatever term you want to use. Um, but he's now being able to work with WWE through this partnership. But not only just that, like he's able to use the performance center, which is usually saved for like people who are under contract or like trying to train. Like either way, they're in the WWE system, and it's like Joe Hendry now is being put into that system. Like he is being, I feel like with Joe Hendry, he is the what's a good word I'm looking for? He's the experimental child for what I think WWE and TNA are ultimately going to be doing, because like NXT we know as like their developmental brand and all that, but from what I've gathered too is like WWE has been trying to move NXT back into like that third brand status. And it's like, okay, even if they're like a third brand developmental kind of thing, they're working with TNA. And with that, they can bring in more superstars. We've seen Jordan Grace, we have the Rascals, Joe Hendry as well. And I feel like Joe Hendry is this experiment where it's like, okay, let's take this TNA guy, this guy who's like gotten himself over in many different other uh companies and all that, but like TNA especially. So he's almost like the top guy in TNA. So we're gonna take him, we're gonna kind of put him through the WWE system, but like he can still do everything that he wants to do and all that and go where he needs to and everything. But we're going to have him go through the NXT system a little bit. And then when his contract's up, he could go up to the main roster. Because, like, instead of like being in NXT, like exclusively in NXT, now he's like kind of getting that exposure a little bit, like getting the WWE exposure like to the audience. Now people are going to know about him. Like I saw some Joe Hendry signs, I think on Monday, like on Raw. Like
Yeah.
people know of Joe Hendry, and I think they even
And
mentioned him on
guys,
commentary.
and also the song is addicting.
I believe in Joe
Angel
Hendry.
History. So,
Mhm.
two things towards
Yeah.
that comment. What you said is beautiful because you hit it on the nail. That two comments about this. One, Joe Hendry is the beautiful experiment of the current CM Punk
Mm-hmm.
because CM Punk contract is getting renewed. Not renew is getting restructured. Sorry, a better word,
Oh, yeah.
restructured.
Yeah.
So his contract is getting restructured to benefit him for now until retirement,
Mm-hmm.
and from now to where he can never leave again and have a good relationship with the company. But
Yeah.
then Joe Hendry contract is getting restructured while he's even getting the hype and the momentum.
Mm-hmm.
So that leads up to my number two. What's the beautiful part about this is that Monday, Raw, Friday, SmackDown. They're both the dominant of starting the week and ending the week.
Mm-hmm.
And they're the dominant of the main roster.
Mm-hmm.
NXT is Tuesday, TNA is Thursday. They're the day before. And imagine if they could get TNA and NXT to be like their version of Raw and SmackDown. They would literally
Oh,
have
for like
wrestling.
a developmental kind of level.
Yeah, but
Okay.
a developmental level where this is your third brand, but they go off one another. It's just like Raw is its own brand. It's a 3 hour show. SmackDown is a 2 hour show, but NXT TNA is like a 4 hour show that's split in two different brands with two
Mm-hmm.
different two different locker rooms, but like shared. And I love that. Like if it actually works, if they actually succeed in this, we're
Mm-hmm.
watching an experiment happen with our own eyes, and people will literally talk about this years from now. Like, yo, guys,
Oh yeah.
imagine before all those years ago when NXT and TNA, and also their marketing is fucking beautiful. Like, it literally balances each other. NXT, TNA, it writes
Mm-hmm.
itself, which is amazing.
You know what? I see the vision. I get it. I think
I'm telling you.
you had mentioned balancing right there. The only thing I would change is like maybe have some of the other bigger named NXT people jump over to TNA. Like I know we had Wesley, who he's a big name in NXT, yes. And he's gone over to TNA to do some things, but it's like you could do maybe a little bit bigger. Like I mean, dare I say, Trick Williams could go over
I was
there
gonna say Trick
for a bit.
Williams.
Like I mean that's an example.
It's
Just
because he doesn't have a
yeah.
belt right now. So if anything, since he goes to TNA, he could literally pop out and say,
Mm-hmm.
I don't got a new belt, so let me go to the other brand and get my own.
Yeah.
That could literally come in and he could literally just start it popping off.
Yeah. But we'll just have to wait and see how we transition to that. But I mean, that was basically the week. I mean, I know it's a lot of stuff to kind of go through really quick, but hey, we grapple with it really quick. We have a squash match with it, and we're done with the week. It's Friday again. We got to talk about SmackDown because this was a big SmackDown going into SummerSlam, going into the evening, not the evening, the weekend, of course, of a 7 match card. But let's talk about SmackDown. We had a big headline tonight. Our top story, the Bloodline, is dripped in gold yet again. We had Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga facing off against DIY for the tag team titles, and they came out victorious. New tag team champions. Vash, I know you have some thoughts on this. How we feeling? How you feeling about this new tag team champions that we have?
I'm not a fan of this, guys. I'm gonna be honest.
The
Story wise,
cats.
I respect it. You wanna have the bloodline with power. You want them to enter SummerSlam with belts, the bloodline. Because Solo, I'm gonna tell you right now, my prediction, my man is not winning. Solo Sikoa is not winning. No way. Hell, if he does, this man has maybe a 20% chance. That's my honesty. I already
Oh,
gave you a
that's
spoiler.
gracious.
Yeah,
That's a gracious
I,
percent
I know
chance.
I'm being nice, but I will explain it later in our prediction. So I'm giving
Yeah.
you a spoiler without the full context. Look at that. I'm putting him in here. I'm that's my
Oh,
boy.
look at you go. Not a prediction, it's a spoiler.
Exactly. A big shout out to Caleb Braxton back then. However, when it comes to my opinion as a
Mhm.
fan, DIY should have still retained. As a critic, again, with story wise, I get it where they're gonna lead up to coming into SummerSlam because they're gonna still hold titles, they can still hold gold,
Right.
but Solo's not winning, so they're gonna still leave with some gold even without getting a new one in the same weekend. So they still won
Hmm.
one, they didn't lose. I mean, they didn't win the other, so they still have a W and an L at least in one weekend for the kind of substitute of the tribal chief. But as a fan, I wish this DIY they did so good here. I felt a bit of choreograph, a bit in some of the spots that felt like it wasn't too natural. That's one thing that bothered me too. That I noticed it, but like I mentioned in episode 48, I believe it was,
Mhm.
that it's normal that I'm starting to notice the spots more because I'm reviewing it every week. I'm seeing analyzing it more. So because when I was just a fan, I didn't always see point to corner and see what's going on. But now
Mhm.
like see how all those spots lead up to. So it's very interesting. But that's my overall opinion about the fight that I'm very
Yeah.
upset about.
Yeah, because like I'm in the same boat. It's like, the story wise, I get it. I'm fine with it, but like it's just like as a fan, as like as somebody who has seen DIY through the years and like their story and like coming back and breaking up and then coming back again, like all that stuff, like it hurts. It hurts to see them lose like this, but it's like, you know what? I get it. I understand it cuz like in a way cuz like okay, this is a good way to kind of show that okay, the bloodline is going to be all over Cody tomorrow night, and we'll find out why later on at when we touch base on that little face to face. But this is a good way to have the bloodline be over and be like standing on top without doing the typical beat down angle, because it's like okay, most go home shows you have the champion get beat down or like the challenger, and like whoever's not gonna win is holding up the title like, oh, look at me, I'm gonna win. It's like
Yeah.
okay, cool, like we see that time and time again, but like something like this is a little different where it's like okay, the group itself is they're going to be part of the main event obviously, but like the whole story is the group of the bloodline. So like you want to have them be on top, and if you want to be different, you want to do something new, hey, have them just like win the tag titles, because that's something at least different, having them stand up on top. And I think tomorrow, especially how the way this match went, DIY might be helping Cody just a little bit, just a little bit. And
Oh,
another thing
yes, you were
too.
right. They could be coming
Hmm.
out tomorrow. I didn't
Hmm.
realize that it didn't. It makes sense because right now they're mad at them, and there are the baby face. They're gonna be helping Cody since he's a champion of the brand. Yes.
And here's the other thing too. I'm gonna throw a couple things out there too. Because I think I shared this too in our group chat. Um, there's another Fatu that's apparently in Cleveland.
Oh yes.
Um, Zilla Fatu had something on his Instagram, I think,
Yeah,
being
his
like, "Oh,
story.
look at me in Cleveland, Ohio."
Meant it on
Um,
purpose. He probably got told by the marketing team, like, "Hey, you landed yet? Hey, when you
yeah,
land, just take an IG picture of your location and post in your story. Don't add anything else, so
exactly.
people could just make theirs." I'm like, I really want to be in the room because for people don't know, I
The
work in the
room where it
industry. Like,
happened.
I make content, but I also work in the
Mhm,
industry. So, I am in the production. I am in the pre-production side of the world. So I've been in a lot of meetings of how they plan the marketing, the ads, the commercials, and it's
yeah.
hilarious. So I really, but I've never been in the wrestling side of the world side, and I hope I one day I could just be in the room to
Mhm.
understand how they get to have like. I wonder if they told Zilla like, "Hey, yeah, post an IG story, so make sure that people see it and screenshot it and share it everywhere on the timeline."
Oh yeah. Oh man, but like, so there's already Zilla. We know Hikaleo is already under contract. He's been under contract for a
Yeah, but
while.
he's been in PC most so likely just like Zilla. By the
Yeah.
way, Jacob Fatu, this man comparing to when we first saw him, like hearing that he was gonna be going to the contract and be on SmackDown, but we didn't see him until 3 months later. The way
Mhm.
he looks now is like if you show me a comparison, yeah, this is Jacob Fatu now, this is Jacob Fatu 6 months ago. It's like such a fucking huge difference from
Oh
seeing Jacob
yeah.
Fatu with a guts and him doing all those flips, but now with barely any type of guts and do all those flips, it's like you're a two different person. You look amazing and you still pull it off beautifully, fantastic. Like you're just doing these flips like it's so natural.
Yeah,
Ah,
like, and the man is just a beast.
he put the
Oh
work,
man,
and I want to get that shot. That's why, like, he
no,
put the
no, of
work to lose
course.
that weight, and he looked amazing on TV. He probably did this because he wanted to, or got told, whichever it was. It was worth it because people like me
Hmm.
and others probably have noticed it to see this man put the effort. So I can't wait to see what I forgot the other wrestler you mentioned that's right now under contract.
Oh, Zilla. Okay, so there's, well, I don't remember if Zilla's under contract, but Hikaleo was the
Yeah,
other one.
Hikaleo. So like
Yeah.
I can't wait to see how much work he's putting right now, the effort to train and also lose that weight, whatever he is, just to make himself look good right now. Because
Hmm.
like I said, the other thing I forgot to mention, the number three, why I'm not a big fan of this match, because you brought the Tonga Loa and
Hmm.
Tamatonga to the company as a tag team as well. But then I do not remember when the fuck he became a pirate. Is
Oh,
he
so
what
I
happened?
think I think
Like is this
mhm.
kayfabe or is this current storyline? Because I literally forgot.
So I think he's legitimately injured with an eye injury.
Oh,
Yeah, but like, what was it, like last week or the week before? I think it was the week. It was the week before. That's right. Um, Kevin Owens like injured his eye. In kayfabe, Kevin Owens was the one that injured his eye.
okay, but he has
Um,
like a current injury most likely.
I believe so, but
Okay.
don't quote
So
me
I
on
wasn't
that.
aware about that. If that is
Yeah.
true, or into some sense, then I wish it was probably expressed a bit more, or probably reminded to us at least with
Hmm.
KO, probably with it being injured, because that would help me to understand. Because I was a bit upset about that when it was Tamatonga and Tangaloa, when I'm like, why aren't them going for this fight? But
Right.
seeing and understand that if this is actually a real injury or not, or part of the story, then my fault. I I did not have a flashback memory to
Yeah.
remember that about that right now. So,
Again,
but
again, don't quote me on the legit injury part of that. Like,
yeah,
that's just something I heard in passing on the internet, but I didn't do too much research before tonight for that part. But I
also
think that's what's going on.
I just want to show this. What this man i- is looking like he earned those belts too.
Oh, so that's what. Okay, so I'll get to that here in just a
Okay.
second.
All right.
But anyway, so back to this. So like, Zilla Fatu, Hikaleo, all that. So that's two other members of this current bloodline that could join up in this little scuffle that we're gonna have tomorrow night. So if DIY comes out to kind of take care of the new tag champs, there's still, how many people is that left? That's still one, two.
The only person
Yeah, so that
is
gives us like two more people that we need people to kind of take care of.
Randy
This
and
will be a
KO could still come back.
exactly. Ah, yeah, I see you see the vision. I
Yeah.
see you see the vision of Randy and KO coming back tomorrow too.
And
Um,
also, just saying, there's like
mhm,
8 people that could also help him that night that are still fighting there in the arena.
exactly.
It's technically, Sami Zayn. We
Hmm.
have,
Well,
CM Punk. We have Seth Rollins. We literally have like people that can still technically help. Like, oh,
they
Bloodline rules.
could, they
Let's go for
could.
round two.
It just kind of depends on what happens with their stuff later, like
Exactly.
during that night, like especially with Sami Zayn. But we'll give our predictions later on. But this could all just lead to Roman coming back and everything. But I do want to go back to this tag team match itself, because like the match was really good.
Yeah,
We're
it
in
was really well.
we're in Johnny Gargano's hometown of Cleveland, Ohio, which I love how DIY is like the perfect team to do these like backstage gorilla position promos going to the ring. Just because like they know what to say, how to say it, and especially how to play up the crowd like this. And they give this little promo being like, we're in our hometown. Bloodline, you say you're all about family, but Cleveland's my family. There's like 10,000 people of us here, and they're all going to interfere and make sure that we win the tag titles.
That did not
But
happen.
it did not. It did not. No. But
But
Yeah.
I want to say something too. I felt like he made me feel old and young at the same time.
How so?
Uh, when Johnny Gargano said that I came to this event of SummerSlam in 1996 to my first
Oh.
event, and that's when I decided to become a wrestler. When I was like, and then he said 28 years later, I am the tag team champion. I'm like, oh shit, 1996. Oh, 20 years later. Fuck, I am 28 years later of SummerSlam. Fuck. I'm like, I'm that old, but that young at
Yeah.
the same time. So I'm
Look,
like, this is a hurtful and a thank you comment. Thank you, Johnny Gargano.
look. At least he didn't say he went to like 92 SummerSlam or something, because then I would be like, oh god, ugh. Oh man. But yeah, so like this match was really good because both teams have really good chemistry, not only with their partners, obviously, but like even with each other. Like the offense that they were giving, like it was very fast, especially for somebody like Jacob Fatu's stature and all that. But like
Yeah.
not only was it like very fast, but like it was very hard hitting too. Like normally when you think of like a hard hitting match, you think of like a Gunther match, for example. Like, yeah, it's hard hitting, but like it's kind of a little slower. It's not like that cruiserweight kind of speed that you're getting, but like I'm just gonna keep mentioning Jacob Fatu because goddamn that guy, like he can move. Like
Oh,
he he did this running move from the corner, just like just bum rushing. I think it was Gargano. He just like bum rushed and just like launched his body on him. Like, dude, you were moving at that kind of speed. That's great. That's like Braun Breaker level speed you were moving, dude.
oh, he was moving beautifully, but I
Hmm.
love the part when Johnny Gargano tried to do not the neck breaker, like a flip and try to have Jacob Fatu hit on the head, but then he just got back up and he was just ready.
Oh, you're talking about the Poison Rana spot?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, dude. I because like okay, at first when Johnny hit the move, I thought okay, Jacob's just gonna do like that thing where it's just like he got hit the move and he's selling it like, oh, I'm standing up, but I'm about to fall over. But the fact that he like stayed up, like almost like Whitebeard level, and just like, nah, I'm a murder your ass. Like, dude, he is so freaking good. And I was talking to another wrestling group chat I'm with. I was talking to them during this match too. It's like one of them said Jacob Fatu has to have the best Samoan drop in this business because like the way he gets the people on his shoulders and the way he like flips his body back to slam him down for that Samoan drop, it is beautiful work that he does. And I know I'm trying not to glaze Jacob Fatu so much, but it's so hard not to because he's so freaking
Oh,
good.
there's nothing wrong with it. I feel like we
Yeah.
should talk about how great he was or how great he is in this match
Yeah.
because how the speed of this man, the way he just went by after he did the move I spoke about, the poison one.
Hmm.
After he did that, and then he got with, with Jacob Fatu, got Johnny Gargano, and then he went to a top rope, did another flip, and then after that he went to the other side of the ring and did another flip. It's just to see him do that back to back
Oh yeah.
in just one go. It just shows the speed. And this is I think the third time or the second time we saw him team up with Tongaloa. It was very well
Hmm.
balanced. I was very entertained by that of how they work so well off each other, and I didn't expect that.
Oh yeah, and I mean that just comes with like being family and all that. I'm sure they had many a backyard brawl in the past as they were growing up, so they kind of know how each other moves and all that. And I do want to give some love to Tama Tonga too, because like there were some good spots, like just some good movements of his own. Like even just at the start of this match, where like I think he was fighting Champa at the time, but like just the again just like the way he moves with his strikes and his offense and all that. Like he was looking really good. And of course, Gargano and Ciampa, they're amazing talents in their own right, not only just in their selling, but in their offense too. Like they opened up a bit tonight too, especially Gargano after like Solo interfered and hit Ciampa with the spike, which took Ciampa out of the rest of the match. So thank you for selling that finisher again, Ciampa. That was great. But like Gargano went on this solo run just trying to take out everybody, but like I mean in the end it just doesn't work, it doesn't pan out, and they lose the titles. But Bloodline's gonna bloodline, they're gonna interfere and all that. It's gonna be roughly the same stuff tomorrow night as well. But I mean overall, again, like we got new tag champions, and as you heard, we're understanding of the story, but being fans of DIY, it is a blow
hurts.
to have them lose it like this.
I'll tell you, it hurts. I was sad. I didn't expect it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But before we transition, I want to talk about this.
Oh yeah. I was hoping you would bring this back up. So like this man's Solo. Okay. Like this man is going on a power trip. Because it's like
you didn't do shit, my guy.
Yeah, not even that. Like, yeah, I mean, just that. Well, I mean, he hit the spike, obviously.
Okay, because... he did it. He did his stupid ass one spike that probably don't do shit. Oh my god, I got hit in my throat, and then fucking Tommaso Ciampa was on the floor for the next like 10 minutes, almost. Like my guy, crawl back up. Like, how much are you in pain by someone spiking the corner? I'm sorry. Who that just got me mad? Yo, Solo, you don't do shit, and you just gonna hold the titles like it's like you earned them. What did you earn? All you did was a fucking spike.
Look, they're a team, man. They're family. If we learned anything from the Fast and the Furious movies, is that family is everything, and that transitions to WWE quite well. But yeah, no, I just love how like at the end of it, it's not even like Jacob and Tama Tonga holding the titles. It's Solo who's on this power trip of being the tribal chief and all that. But like, not even Roman when like Jay and Jimmy won the titles. Roman wasn't holding the tag titles. He was just like, all right, good. You did it. Do you want a cookie or something? Like, I don't know what you want me to do. I mean, I'm the freaking head of the table right now. Like, cute, have your tag team title things, don't lose them and all that. Like that's how Roman kind of treated it. But like Solo's like, okay, these are my titles, this is my thing, this is I'm dripped in gold. It's like it kind of makes me wonder, and this is what I was kind of trying to get into as well with it too, is I'm wondering if they're gonna do like a Freebird rule with this. Do you happen to know what the Freebird rule is? Or Freebird.
I was gonna say, I feel like this is a perfect time to transition into the Cody and Solo conversation.
Oh yeah,
since we're about to talk about it, because this leads up to it. So
yeah,
what happens with this, Whawkins?
So the Freebird rule is basically like if it's like a group of like 3 or more or whatever, anybody in the group can defend the tag titles. So we've seen this in the past with not only just with the tag team of the Freebirds, but like I'm pretty sure, I don't know if we saw it with DX,
with New Day.
Yeah,
we saw
New Day definitely. Yeah, with New Day definitely. With the Wyatts a little bit, we saw it. I think I can't think of another team right now. But anyways, like that's basically what the Freebird rule is. So this could be a way for like Tonga Loa to be part of the tag champion circle and all that. Like this is a way to kind of like make him have his own history as well, being a tag champion just in like the first couple months of him being on the main roster. So that could be a thing. That could be the loophole through all that. I don't know. We'll have to see. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting just from how tonight went, and especially with Solo like holding both of the titles and all that. Like they're gonna treat this more of like almost like a family business, if that makes sense.
I can see that. If they do, again, I don't know when did the bloodline turn to like a mafia boss type of stuff. Cause that's what I feel like every time I see Solo with gloves and a suit. It's like, when did this become like a grandfather type of mafia? Like, it's like my boy Solo's like he's giving me the vibe of the Godfather, but like a bootleg version of the Godfather.
Oh, so what was it? A
Oh
Temu
yeah,
bloodline or whatever.
the Tamil bloodline. The thing I told you behind the scenes. Yes.
Oh man.
That yo, and I always be catching green short guy. Green short guy. What the hell do you
Oh,
do? What
good,
is it that you have?
good.
He pops out in front of me, and I'm like, I see you. Last time when I went to a SmackDown event back in June, I saw him there too. I wish I ran into him so I could be like, who are you? What do you owe to WWE? What is it that they got on you or you got on them? I need to know where. How can I get like you to be in every fucking arena and beat in front of it?
Yeah, let me be you. Oh
But
man, but yeah, as
I
you were
don't
saying,
I don't mind the free bird if it happens because, like you said, this gives opportunity with Solo still having a title over him,
mhm,
and it leads up to that. Even if he doesn't win this title tomorrow, because it is Bloodline rules, like we're gonna talk about in full depth with Cody.
mhm,
Even though Cody, I'm like, I guess what CM Punk said last week to the news saying that this is like their WrestleMania of SummerSlam, but better. I can see that now because
okay,
with CM Punk being there, I guess you want this as your event and as your WrestleMania moment.
mhm,
And Cody is going to repeat his WrestleMania moment of the Bloodline because Solo wants to be like, you want to keep talking about the Bloodline rules. I see that you want to continue bringing it up. So I guess I have a question for you, Cody. Bloodline rules tomorrow? Yeah or
yeah,
not? Cody be like, yeah. I know I'm stupid to agree to it, but I'm gonna be stupid to agree with it. Yeah, I agree.
yeah.
I'm
I
like
mean, that's the thing. That's the thing. He's facing. How did he word it? Um,
adversity.
Nah, he's so since the real tribal chief ain't here, he's gonna settle for the wannabe. So it's just like, okay, Cody's kind of
Ah,
going
yes.
in, like in a way, Cody's kind of going in cocky, but like, I I think it's more of like a more
With
self
confidence.
confidence. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Like more of
you
like
see it.
I know I can do this because that's the thing. Like Cody and Solo have fought each other a plethora of times. So and Cody's not a dumb guy. And he even said it tonight, hey, this might be a bad decision, but you know what? Fudge it. I'm gonna do it. We're gonna do this bloodline rules match, and I'm gonna come out on top again. And it's gonna be crazy if that 1% happens that Solo Sokoa wins. I don't think he's going to win. But like there is that 1% chance, just like an Endgame with freaking Doctor Strange pointing that one at freaking Tony Stark. He's just like, oh, there's the one. You have to do it, Tony. It's like, oh, don't let that one be Solo winning the title. I mean, stranger things have happened in the WWE, but yeah, I mean, this was a
I'll say the
fine
promo was
segment.
good. I'll say the
Yeah.
promo was good. It could have been better.
Hmm.
Um, it's interesting to see Solo talk and have a promo.
Hmm.
If that makes sense to anybody that's been watching the Bloodline since like 2 years now, with
Hmm.
Solo being up from NXT. And from NXT, he was a person that spoke on the mic. And on the main
Yeah.
roster, he just went mute and he just said, he grunted and he just was, Spike. So for him to be that
Hmm.
person for almost 2 years to now having promo work is very intriguing. Not having Paul Heyman to help him or guide him on screen. Now I'm sure he definitely spoke to him 100 times off screen for advice and
Oh
many
yeah.
chances how to improve and everything. So now the person we see on screen is from the improvement that he's been doing behind the scenes, which is great. But it's just I have to face reality that I'm looking at one person that has improved to a person I've not heard spoken for 2 years. So I'm like, shit, you're him, but you're trying to act him too fast. So I cannot
Look,
actually accept it.
we'll talk about him later. Don't worry. We'll talk about him
Oh
later.
him, man,
But
that
like,
chest was red as fuck. But we'll talk
oh my
about you
god,
soon.
yeah. Oh
But
man, but
I
yeah.
like what. I like what Solo was trying to act the boss. He was trying to get
Mhm.
the promo back to, because he even said the line that, "Are you done? You're wasting my
Oh my
time."
god,
I love that.
dude! It gave off vibes of Luffy. I know. Oh my gosh, I am comparing Luffy to Solo. How could I? But it's like, it's just like I don't give a crap mentality. Maybe you know what? You know what? No, no, Solo. Ooh, Solo. I might give you the Eustace Kid logo or label. And if you follow me with any One Piece talks I have ever done, useless Captain Mid. That's all I'm gonna say. But
Yeah,
anyways,
I agree.
um, but like just the way he just interrupted Cody like that, being like, "Yo, we done here? Cause you're wasting my time." And I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of glad Solo did that because like Cody was kind of like saying some of the same stuff that he said in the past and all that, like, "Oh, I'm a beat you, I respect you, but from a distance, I almost admire," like trying to be mean but also be nice at the same time.
So
And
you're talking about a politician?
exactly. See, like Cody's trying to act like that politician, and Solo's not having any of it. And I kind of like that because, like, again, it adds the wrinkles and all that. It adds the character to what's being shown to us on screen and all that. I appreciate that. So thank you, Solo. And plus, like, he's just been more animated lately too. Like now that he's learned how to speak and learned how to talk, like Solo's actually able to be something. I mean, there was footage, I think, of like a week or two ago that came out. It might have been during a house show. Like he was messing with somebody that was recording them on
Yeah.
at ringside.
A lot of people was commenting saying like, "Oh, I wish we could go Solo like that on the big screen." I'm like,
Yeah.
we could, but we can't. It's because his character's supposed to be serious. His character's supposed to be the chief. But on the live shows, you guys could see a mix of both him,
Hmm.
who he is, and him as the character. So he was having fun, and I love that for him. Like at the live shows, these wrestlers could still do their job but have fun. And that's what
Yeah.
Solo was doing. He was, sliding the hand. He was joking around like, psych.
Hmm.
You know what? You know what? Ah. So like it showed he had a good time, and I love that for him.
Yeah. And I mean, he keeps mentioning Roman again. Like he's saying, "Oh, Roman was weak in WrestleMania, and I'm not weak. I'm danger." It's like, okay, you know what? I'm starting to kind of believe his words now. I feel like he's getting more confident on the mic and like more confident with
Damn.
the lines he's saying.
Do you believe in the lies? Cause I remember
Well, hold
Roman
on.
Roman
Yeah.
wasn't weak. Didn't he have a 2 night main event in WrestleMania? How can you call him weak when
Yeah.
he actually put on a 45-minute show on a tag team match, and then on a main event for his title match it
Mhm.
was a 20 or I think 30-minute match? So technically he wrestled for an hour and 30 minutes and
Yeah.
less, and Solo's calling him weak. Solo, you can't even do that for an hour and a half.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, where are you at, buddy? What are you doing?
What
But
weakness? And he
it's the
did it even with cancer, my guy.
exact. Oh well. But like I think it's more of just me, just like I can feel that Solo's believing his own words. He's in a way kind of believing his own hype. And it's like,
Oh,
okay, cool.
okay, I see what you're saying. So you think that Solo is trying to hyperbole, like he's trying to talk, even though he might not be able to walk. He's trying to bring the big game, the big
Hmm.
talk. Like, hey, Roman, he's weak. He couldn't even
Yeah.
survive a 2 night main event. I could do that. Like, not showing us the audience if he can or not. He's talking
Hmm.
about it like he could, no matter
Yeah.
even trying.
Like he's talking a big game, and I mean we'll have to see what happens tomorrow night with his match with Cody. But I mean, I've seen Solo's matches before. It's like, he's not bad, but like it does get kind of a little samey a little bit.
Well, how this man been training or going
Yeah.
or going to the going to
Well,
going to the performance center, because he needs to have a better resume catalog for
mhm.
his moveset, other than
at
a
least
damn
for like a
fear.
main event match,
Yeah,
like mid card stuff, it's fine, it's good, but yeah, for like a main event caliber, match, yeah, kind of needs to do a little bit more, which I think is why they made it a Bloodline rules match, because like now anything can happen. Like it's no DQ, no countouts. Still got to pin or submit in the ring, but it's like that there's more stuff to do. And now that we have like another match with a stipulation, hey, it'll be a good night and all that.
Yeah,
But there is. Go ahead.
I was gonna say it got confirmed for the main event, so I'm
Hmm.
really curious to see how they're gonna end. Like we spoke, the speculation. We have Sami Zayn, we have Seth, we have other characters that we did not see this past WrestleMania Night 2 to join him, like John Cena, Undertaker, and Jey Uso. So we didn't see Sami Zayn and other people to join him this time. So
Hmm.
you could have another go around. So it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, but I do want to circle back with like Cody here, because like Cody's promo is basically saying, "Hey, I'm at the top of the mountain. You can be your tribal chief. That's cool. That's fine. That's in a way that's cute. That's great. But I'm the WWE champion. I'm the one that's like going to all these media outlets. I'm the one that's like going to these charity events. I'm the one that sits on the throne." And I love how he mentions too, like how he broke the throne, because that was a whole big thing from like back in the day when during like AEW, one of AEW's first shows and all that. Like like I think it was All In, yeah. Like Cody had a stone throne and he destroyed it, but now he's sitting on it. And he keeps thinking about like the guys that have helped him. There's Seth, Randy, Kevin, all of them, and they're hurt right now. They're injured, and like he has a lot of pressure on his shoulders, because he literally states like, I can't repay that debt if I lose to you. Like I can't give forward to them. I can't give back if I lose to you. So like it kind of tells me too that like we'll eventually lead into that Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes match for the title. Um but again, we'll have to wait and see how that gets built up and all that. Um but yeah, I mean, what were your thoughts about Cody's, I guess, his words tonight for Solo Sikoa?
I agree with what you said. That comment
Hmm.
of "I sit on a throne and a throne I once broke." It was a good line because we also see for the first time the one day he fusion his outfit from WrestleMania, the one of the skull. That was
Mm,
one that he combined from the AEW idea of what inspired him and everything. And the skull
mhm.
one was reminding me of the stone of the throne. So it makes sense that he bring these things up because
Yeah.
he's bringing the character that he had from TNA back then to Ring of Honor to now AEW to now where he is now back at home. He is getting that character well written as the face, the baby
Mhm.
face, but as people is waiting for him to turn heel. But people need to remember, like I love the beautiful line he said, anybody could be a heel. Right now, I could still be the baby face, but if you don't like me, you see me as a heel, and that's what matter. I believe
Yeah.
he said that John Cena or somebody else said that before. So it makes sense that
Mhm.
the character that is Cody Rhodes on the roster, we see him as the king. There's
Yeah.
one more the royal family, and like he told Solo Sikoa, like, you know what? You're adorable. You want the trouble, chief? Sure, have that.
You're
Be
cute.
the wannabe bitch. Be the person you think you are. But
Yeah.
I am the chief. I'm the captain of this ship.
I am the captain now.
I'm the captain. Not you, not Roman Reigns.
Mhm.
Me.
And
Captain.
I think that's one fear that a lot of people have right now, cuz like
If
so the
Roman
so
comes
this
back tomorrow, he would take the hot buzz pop more
mhm.
from Cody.
Yeah, because it's like, okay, the Roman Reigns experiment, having him be the face of the company, the top baby face, all that stuff. It's like it has failed countless times through the years. And because of this whole tribal chief thing, because of the bloodline stuff, And because of Solo right now, like Solo, again, I was I was listening to Cultaholic with this, and they put it perfectly, I think. Solo right now is a plot device for Roman to get his big baby face run, his big baby face pop that WWE have been salivating for since like 2015. So like for almost 10 years,
Wow.
they've been salivating. They've been waiting for Roman to finally get like the biggest cheers as the baby face. And like Solo right now, because like even during Solo's entrance tonight, his music was getting drowned out by people chanting, "We want Roman."
Yeah, and also a few times Fox kept turning the black screen to us.
Well, yeah.
Fucking Fox was
Fox.
pissing me off. I was like, yo, can you just let it be, guys?
Is it Netflix time yet?
Oh,
Is
but
it?
SmackDown's not gonna be the one on Netflix. That's Raw.
Is it Netflix time yet?
Which
put it
I'm not.
all on there.
When I'm like, yo, what the happened? There's so many ads. No picture to picture. Yo, I'm having a problem. Like a fight with these picture to picture. NXT has it, but then SmackDown and Raw does it inconsistently, like once a month, once every 3 months. It gets me like,
Yeah.
when does it happen? But I do want to add one last thing before we move on.
Mhm.
Cody, if this is the last fight that you'll be having with the Bloodline, I really am excited to see what's next and what's the next build up for him.
Yeah. And I don't think he's going to be fully done with them yet because I think
But
he'll
for
still have.
now,
Oh, yeah, for now.
momentarily.
Yeah, because he'll have to still deal with The Rock, and I'm sure him and Roman are going to have a third fight. So can't wait to see that. But like, I'm glad you brought up the whole idea of picture in picture and all that, because I know one match tonight that could have really used some picture in picture is our first match that we're going to talk about during our mid card stories. We had Andrade versus Carmelo Hayes 2 tonight. I wasn't expecting this match at all, at least not for another week. I thought we were going to get this like maybe announced this week, but the fact that we got it this week was just, yeah, it was something good. But like Andrade and Carmelo once again put on something of a clinic too. Like I think I mentioned during their first bout that it felt like it was one of those test matches. So it's where like, okay, Carmelo, we're gonna test you with this really good talent in Andrade. You know, you might not win, but you're gonna show off enough to get like the crowd starting to get behind you a little bit. And I mean, it succeeded in that part because they had a fantastic match, and tonight was no different. And it shows that it shows a good story that they're telling, where it's like even with Carmelo losing, which I don't know if he should have won this match or not, but that's besides the point. But like throughout the whole match, he's like countering Andrade's moveset. He's like able to counter the Spanish Fly stuff. A lot of like, because that's the thing. Andrade tried to do like a lot of big offense, but Andrade had an answer for everything
He did.
tonight. Like, and it was just really good. Like he did this cool like suplex on the ropes where it's like he kind of springboarded like on his thigh or butt or whatever, and just like suplex Andrade back into the ring. Like I thought that was so cool and innovative and all that. But like, talk to me, because I don't know if you were you on the show when we talked about the first match? I can't recall.
I believe that was episode 48. I think that was the first one before yeah, because I remember when we broke it down. I believe I was
Mm.
here when they did the promo on when they did the promo for the next match.
Oh yeah, yep.
Um, I love this match. I want to give a quick
Yeah.
shout out to JD from New York. He's another content creator that does wrestling because he posted a great tweet saying that they should do a best out of 7 matches, like a best of 7 series of matches. And I feel like it's beautiful. Like
I
if
would have
that actually
agreed with
happens,
that. Yeah, I
I'm
would
okay with that.
agree with that more if Carmelo won tonight. Like the fact that Andrade went over, like, not saying I don't want Andrade to win, because I think there's a story there too, and I do believe there's a story that they're trying to tell with Carmelo,
Yeah.
but I don't know about Carmelo not going over here.
Has Andre won both matches, first round and
Mhm.
second round?
Yeah.
I think that's good because Andre hasn't had a win.
Hmm.
Carmelo was in King of the Ring tournament, and they both were the rising star of the Money in the Bank.
Hmm.
And Carmelo had a few matches won against Randy and a few other people. So I feel like that's on paper, they're kind of getting even. Now
Hmm.
Carmelo needs to win the next one of their match.
Yeah. I I think I see the logic with that. I think I do. Um, but I don't know. Like, again, like I would love like a best of 5 or best of 7 series with the two, but again, I feel like Carmelo should have won tonight in order to kind of set that up, because then like you would have had to have the rubber match, obviously, and then like you could have done like a screwy finish with that, where it's just like they both were like knocked out or something, or both were counted out or something like that, to where it's just like, okay, well, we never had the rubber match, so let's just do a best of 5 series to kind of just end this all. So you could have done a setup like that, but like really that's just being nitpicky at best, at least on my end, because I again, like you said you loved it, and I loved it too. Like, oh my gosh, it just they're just really good, especially okay. So like because the match kind of started very slow with like a lot of mat wrestling and all that stuff, and which is fine because like last match, it was very high flying, a lot of like big sparkly moves and all that, but this one was a lot more ground based. It was a lot more
So
like,
I
yeah,
like that because
oh, same
it,
here.
it felt like they was going back to back with
Hmm.
each other. It felt like they were doing counter to counter to counter to counter to each other.
Yeah.
Because when Carmelo was about to do his jump from the ropes, Andre got on the ropes with him
Oh yeah.
to do I think a neck breaker or a backflip with Carmelo.
Hmm.
But Carmelo, he learned his lesson from last time. So he got off the rope and hit Andre to get in between the rope. So I love how they learn from each other from the first round, and then from the second round is like it's better, and I love that.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, again, it's just like, Carmelo had an answer for everything, and I mean, I think that's kind of part of the story that we're getting here, because like, yeah, he had those big wins. Like, I mean, he beat Randy Orton. Granted, it was in a triple threat match, but like, you don't really get a pin over Randy Orton that easily, whether it's a singles or a multi-man match.
Well,
But
question:
yeah, go ahead.
the thing that bothered me, I'm gonna be quick about this. How did you
Oh yeah,
feel
no.
about the four-leg lock? And it wasn't like a finisher that actually ended the match because that's what I thought was gonna
Hmm.
happen. That Anjit got
Hmm.
the four-legged lock, and I thought Carmelo was gonna tap out. Because I remember when Ric Flair did it and a few others back then, that was, that was like the finisher that will make them tap out and the match was done. Now it's
Hmm.
like the match, I mean, the move will get used and the match will get done in the next 5 minutes after that move gets used. So it's like not a finisher no more. It's like a setup finisher.
Okay, yeah, all right. So I see what you're getting at. So the way I see it is, yeah, he used the figure four leg lock, but if we kind of turn it into okay, here's a good example, because you've watched or read Naruto, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. All right, good. So there was a part in Naruto where it's like Naruto's obviously going through some training and all that, and Kakashi, he's just like, you know what? I can copy the Rasengan. And so he does it and all that. But it's not complete. It's not like an actual jutsu that Kakashi can use, because like he never really mastered it. It's just a copy.
Hmm.
That's kind of how I see with like wrestlers when they take somebody else's finisher. It's like, okay, I'm gonna do the figure four leg lock, which yeah, it's gonna do a lot of damage. But because it's not like my mastered move, it's not like the move that I have like a bunch of skill points in, or like it's not my Rasengan, it's not my Chidori. I'm just copying it. It's not as powerful. You know what I mean?
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what you mean.
So you watch enough anime and you're just like, okay, I see what you're doing here. I get it.
You know,
Or like,
it makes sense because
yeah.
technically Carmelo got to move to the ropes and got
Hmm.
out of the four-legged lock, and it felt like Andre. I believe this was the first time he did it to us since he came back, so it felt like it wasn't complete. It felt like it was a quick type of setup, but it wasn't a complete or like the
Hmm.
final form.
Yeah. So I mean that's kind of how I've rationalized stealing finishers and all that. They're just not as powerful because like again, you know what? I'm gonna say it because I've said it before. I don't like Jay's spear and all that, but like I can kind of grasp why it's a transitional move for him because hey, since it's not really his finisher and not like the top move of his, it's just not as powerful, which okay, fine. That is a okay with me, but I'm hoping for more matches with these two, but I'm wondering what the logic will be for Carmelo to try to go against Andrade again, you know?
Mm, all
Cuz
I'm
like that's the
saying,
thing. Yeah.
after a certain person that starts with a two-letter and a name, LA Knight, yeah,
Yeah.
he will be winning the U.S. title, and then these two will be probably try to see who gets the first dibs for the U.S. title.
Mhm. Yeah. Um but like that's so part of Carmelo's story here is just like him getting back to that status of him. He's on the main roster. It's you know
I got it.
another tie into anime. He's basically Bakugo going to UA. It's like, okay, in your little middle school of NXT, you were him. You were top dog. You were great. You
I
were
see it.
awesome. You were fantastic. And then you go to UA, you go up to the main roster, and oh,
You're
here's
not.
show.
You're
Yeah,
not 1 out of 100. You're now
exactly.
1 out of 1,000.
Exactly. Like, oh, here's Shoto Todoroki. He's basically a prodigy. Oh crap, he's actually good. Oh, here comes Ito with his super speed. Oh, he's actually good. Like, oh, I'm not the best. Oh, this sucks. Now I'm an angry boy. But like with Carmelo, it's kind of different because like he's still trying to keep his confidence, but there's gonna be a moment soon when his confidence is about to be shattered, and then that's the moment that we're going to get to that's going to start bringing him back up to that status.
So my booking, I'm gonna tell you this: U.S.
Mm,
title of LA Knight winning tomorrow. Next will be next week's SmackDown, or probably 2 weeks from now. It will be Carmelo versus Andre for number one contender for the U.S. title, and Carmelo Hayes wins for that, but then loses against LA Knight.
yeah. I'm not mad at that. I again with the other chat I talked to, one of the guys was like, "Yeah, Carmelo Hayes is going to be the one to take it from LA Knight." So, because the seeds have been planted again a little bit.
I don't
Yeah.
think Carmelo will take it anytime soon, but
Oh yeah, not soon.
if he is the one that takes it, I don't mind it. For story wise, it
Mhm.
makes sense.
Yeah, I could see it maybe happening. Maybe I don't know if Survivor Series is too soon. Maybe like in December or like around Royal Rumble season. Maybe like
Same. I was thinking
yeah.
end of the year or by next year in the beginning.
Hmm. But like, but mainly their whole thing is just like the whole parallel between Carmelo Hayes and Braun Breaker on the main roster, which that's a whole different other topic that we can get to at a later date. But other than that, again, this match was awesome. I do hope for some more. Just just let us know how we're gonna get there and all that, WWE. But from one thing that I have a lot of investment into, one thing to another thing that I don't really have too much investment in. We had Apollo Crews versus Santos Escobar, which it was a match. Like nothing wrong with the match, but I mean, Santos Escobar needed a win, so hey, let's throw in Apollo Crews in here. Yeah, I didn't. To be honest, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't really pay attention to this match too much. Again, that's just my investment level with it. I know that Baron Corbin came out to try to even the odds, and I do. Okay, no, I do like this backstage promo we got before the match with Santos, like. Because Legato's like they're hyping him up for the match, and they're like, "Yeah, you're gonna do this," and he's just like, "Hold on, before I go out there, you guys messed up. You said, oh, this was gonna be easy, oh, this is gonna be an easy win for you, Santos." It's like, oh yeah, is it? Why wasn't it an easy win for you guys last week during the tag team gauntlet match? Like, you guys messed up, and now I have to kind of pick up the slack. We have to take care of this Apollo Crews problem and remind everybody why we're a force to be reckoned with. Um, I feel bad because I really didn't pay attention to this match too closely.
Well,
Um, yeah.
so Whawkins, we're on the same
Oh no.
110% page
Oh
because you know
no.
what? I saw the promo, I saw them walk out, I
Mhm.
heard the ding ding ding, match started. I want to wait maybe like 3 minutes away. I didn't take my tablet with me while watching. I want to help out to prep dinner, come back. It went to commercial break. Then I see it come back. The match was over. There was in a different backstage segment. I'm like,
Yeah.
the match ended? I literally was gone for 3 minutes. The fuck I didn't even see it. I'm like,
Yeah.
well,
Well, it had a commercial break too,
yeah,
because I mean,
it did. But the thing is, I missed the
yeah.
start of the match. Commercial break happened. I missed the end of the match. And then when I came back,
Oh.
I see them in a backstage saying that was the match of Camilla Hayes. I mean, that match was Santos versus Apollo
Mhm.
Cruz. But here is the backstage segment with Jade Gargill and Bianca Belair. And I'm like,
Oh
what?
yeah.
But 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 okay, cool. I guess I don't got shit to say about it
Yeah. I
other than
mean,
the promo.
yeah.
Um, the promo. I love that Santos said this because if you're gonna be a leader, no matter what, it sucks that you have your friends. I mean, you have you're the leader of the division of your Legado de Fantasma.
Mhm.
Even though I don't know when was the last time Electro Lopez fought, because I'm like, I've
I
not
don't
seen you in the ring
remember.
once since you went to my roster. But we move on. But as a leader, Santos says something true, and he has to remind because he said it. We need to show the fear, while people need to understand why we are on top in Legado de Fantasma. But also
Mhm.
remind to his people, how you telling me it's easy when you cannot even pick up your own slack? You didn't even clean up the table last week and won the gauntlet match. So I love
Yeah.
that because no matter what, if you're a leader of a team, a leader of anybody, you have to tell them like, hey, I'm disappointing you guys. You're telling me to do my job, but you guys didn't even do the job from last week when you were supposed to
Yeah.
win. So what happened to that? And they was quiet, and I love that because it showed that they had to
Mhm.
reflect into their loss, and they didn't. How can you hype up your boss if you're not picking up your own slack?
Exactly. But I I mean, I'm glad that they're getting TV time, especially Apollo, especially Corbin, and Legato, because I mean, I know I've gone on record for the past couple weeks and months and all that regarding Legato del Fantasma and LWO and how they need to win. And right now, Santos Escobar is kind of getting proven right against Rey Mysterio, because it's like, look at what the LWO are doing on Raw. Oh, what are they doing? Absolutely nothing except for getting their butts whipped. Um, so it's just like, Legato's kind of
Wait,
being proven right in a way.
yeah, you're right. They are because the Lena Vega, she is LWO, but she's kind of doing her own thing alone
Yeah.
with the girls. So I'm like, I don't know if it counts or maybe it does. So yeah,
I mean, I'll count it just because, like, I mean, first of all, twin power activate, but like, she's at least doing something. Like, she's at least trying to like make more of a name for herself and like getting better and all that. You know,
and
she's
plus,
at least in like title pictures and
I love
doing
how the
something.
fans are the ones that are helping her getting that push
Oh
too,
yeah.
because the fans are the one that are actually giving her the TV time, and she's proving the TV time that's deserved for her.
Hmm.
So like she's the fans are doing the talk to talk, and she's doing the walk to walk for herself. So I love that.
Exactly.
That's what she's giving her the title opportunity. Even though I know a lot of fans are not happy with Lyra, with the two girls, with
Me.
Katana
That's me.
and Cadence. I know,
Me.
like, you're not happy. I am. I'm
I don't like
enjoying it.
it.
Lyra looks happy as hell.
It's
Zelina
great.
appreciates the help. But hey, I love it. I'm supporting. But this is why we have a team of a panel that one don't like it, the other one does. We're here for it.
Look, I will support Lyra because I actually do like her and all that, but it's a reluctant support. It's like a, all right, I'll help you out with this, but hurry up with
Yeah.
it, you know. But and also, Chaos Theory, Brock coming back would be great, but
We already have a
Brock's
Braun.
Brock's gonna do Brock things, and yeah, but oh my gosh. So, from one thing I have little to no investment in, we're going to move on now to a dumbass. Yeah. Yeah. We're going to talk about Logan Paul with his stupid. And you know what? I have to write this banner right now. His stupid Cleveland. I'm sorry if you live in Cleveland and you're watching this, but don't worry. I'm only saying this because it's Logan Paul and it's him being stupid. His stupid Cleveland celebration homecoming BS thing. If you want to know why I'm so anti Logan right now, well, if you've been on social media this week, you know why. I'm not going to mention it, but you know, don't be stupid, people. Like, don't Vash. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll tell you off stream. I don't. It has to deal with boxing and the Olympics. That's all I'm going to say.
I don't recall. Maybe I missed it. But you can tell me off stream.
Yeah.
Look, this segment could have been way shorter, and this was a segment more entertained by L.A. Knight. Yeah.
Yeah.
So him getting the prime truck, Logan Paul running way too slow, him making it part of the skit. I'm like, wait, why were you running fast over there? But then when you got closer, you started to slow down. When you're supposed to do the opposite, like run slow and then run fast when you get closer. But sure, whatever.
Mhm.
Um, I love how LA Knight was literally walking around and asking people like, "Hey, Pretty Deadly, you got a banner from me?" They were like, "No, no, no, no,
No,
hold up. I don't got a banner. You know what? I got
but
an
we have these
idea.
pamphlets.
We got these pamphlets for a Broadway show and musical. The musical spectacular. How about this?" And when I was like,
Enough of that.
"Yeah," he's like, you know what? I'm gonna walk away. I'm gonna let y'all be. I'm gonna continue doing my own thing." And I love the camera work. LNI knew how to bring the entertainment with the camera and get
Mhm.
it right. That is something I love. And back to Logan. Not to be rude, guys. Not as a critic, look,
He's an idiot.
respectfully, no. As a fan, he's an idiot. As a fan, he's an idiot, and I didn't give two fucks about the segment when involving Logan Paul. But as a critic, it was a good marketing and promo when it comes to
Mhm.
with the city of Cleveland, who is going to be hosting the stadium for the PLE for
Mhm.
SummerSlam. And Logan Paul is from Ohio, even though LNI say you're not really from Cleveland, you're like near a neighborhood that's close to Cleveland, so it doesn't really count. It's it's kind of like people saying that you're from New York City, but you're from Buffalo. Like, no, you're from New York. You're not from New York City. There's a whole different thing. Like, no.
But that's the city.
I'm like,
I'm
no.
from the city.
Like, even if you're across from Manhattan and New Jersey, you're not from New York City. You're
I
from New
was
Jersey.
just gonna mention New Jersey. I'm surprised you didn't go with that one first.
Oh, I got one more. You're from Long Island. You're not from New York City. You're from Long Island. New
Oh
York
yeah, I know
City,
about
five
that one.
boroughs. That's where we're known. Five boroughs. If you're uptown Bronx, like White Plains, you're not from New York City. You're from White Plains, upstate New York.
Oh
But from
man.
jokes aside, that is what it felt like from Logan Paul. And he even joked about himself, saying that,
Mhm.
hey, internet, I heard what you've been telling about me, saying that I'm not the best US champion. I've only defended 2 times, but guess what? It's more times than LA Knight has done it. I'm like, he could break that within 1 month, my guy. He can already
Oh
defend it two
yeah.
times on SmackDown, call it a day. So you literally
Yeah.
saying that it's literally gonna about to prove something within 1 month. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. But like I feel like a lot of this segment was Logan Paul kind of making fun of himself a little bit because like he had these three people with him, like these three people in suits that
I
had just
wonder
been
if they were real or if they was just part of the story. Because if they were real, I'm
well
like, this must have been a random type of phone call to like, yeah. And then you guys to represent Cleveland. You're gonna be the guys.
well according to Nick Aldis, they're not real because he tried to Google them and nothing was coming up. Like I
Oh
love how
shit, I
he
must have missed that. Then I hear a line.
yeah. No, it was like I they were still like on stage or yeah, they were still like on in the ring and all that. And he's just like, Logan, I don't know who these people are. Like I tried to Google them and I couldn't find them. So it's like you had that. You still had Logan, running down Cleveland and all that. But like as soon as the banner, which ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and ignorant children of the aisles, I'm glad you guys don't get the chance to see our notes for the show because literally I have a bullet point here that's just like championship banner because like I guess he's getting awarded like a banner that's gonna hang on the stadium and all that. Which
Look, if it
okay,
was actually like the ones that are in Madison Square Garden or the Barclay
hmm
that has the actual players like a banner, I would have not mind. But if Logan Paul wasn't Logan Paul, if you're like a Roman Reigns that's gonna have a banner in like the Florida Stadium, of where Roman Reigns is from, where he
hmm
grew up and where he got moved from where he was from and born to now we're here. Cool, it makes sense. It's a story. It gives the investment to the stadium where it's more important now. However, Logan, you're not even from Cleveland. You're gonna have in the stadium, and you're gonna have this ugly ass banner that is too big. I thought the banner was gonna be smaller, and it comes out this big. I'm like, nah, they're gonna have a graffiti on it, and then it dropped. It was graffiti. It was yeah.
see, and that's why I brought up the thing about the notes because it's like in my notes I'm like, oh, championship banner, okay, burn it, and then literally dot dot dot. Never mind, yeah, because they unfurl the banner and there's just a big in big words, big letters. It's just yeah, right, like over like Logan Paul's face, and it was from that point on that LA Knight comes out and he just massacres, he assassinates Logan Paul on the mic. Like I can't even think of the lines right now. They were just so good. Like he had this one line about um having space enough in his head for a spirit Halloween.
Ah, yes, because his brain is empty enough, and by the time I
That's what it
think
was.
it comes empty, he will becomes the Halloween spirit, like the store.
Yeah.
Yeah, I recall, remember hearing that one.
Yeah. Oh
That one
man.
was a good one. Like the promo work was very nice from LA Knight. He knows how to really solidify it. Can't wait to give our prediction because I'm gonna just talk about it real quick.
Dude.
It's an obvious answer and it's no brainer. It has to be 99.99%. The obvious answer. That 1% is so little, and if it actually happens,
Yeah.
like, why? He's gonna be a
Yeah.
busy dude for the end of the year. Why do we need him?
But also too, like just timing for things. Like from LA Knight getting to the car, the Prime bottle car that Logan Paul came in on. From that to Logan Paul running to the back to him like LA Knight being on the driver's seat, not even closing the door, and he's gonna come out of that curtain in 3, 2, 1, and then Logan Paul immediately coming out. Like that is perfect timing with that part, because it's like, oh, that it's one of those like lightning in a bottle moments. That's just like, even if you tried to do that, the sometimes the timing could be off on something. Like, oh, Logan could have been a little early or a little late, but like the fact he showed up right then and there after, like, immediately after that one count, it's just like, all right, yep, we're going, yeah. And this is going to incorporate, I think, into LA Knight's entrance tomorrow, because like there was like a little hose gun in the back of the Prime bottle truck. So I'm wondering if they're gonna like spray Prime on somebody tomorrow, kind of like how Stone Cold, sprayed beer into the ring, or how Kurt Angle uh, sprayed milk everywhere, all that stuff. So I'm wondering how we're gonna incorporate all that, because like we know that with these big matches, Logan Paul always has some sort of big spot planned for Prime, whether it's uh I Show Speed or whatever his name is in a Prime bottle. Like, it could be that, but like we've done that enough times where it's like, okay, that's getting old. Oh, here's a truck of Prime that we're gonna spray Prime on you. And if you've ever tasted Prime before, that is a fate worse than death, let me tell you.
Haven't tasted it, so I have no comments. I heard from a few people that it's good. I heard some people said that it tastes like dog shit, but then I questioned, how do you know what dog shit tastes like for it to taste like dog shit?
Sometimes you get a little sometimes you get a little desperate, but
But overall,
or or you're in the movie Step Brothers where they make him eat white dog shit.
that would be sadly horrible and painful. But
Oh, so funny. Holy
Logan
shit.
Paul, you're gonna be gone like Thanos snap for tomorrow.
Oh my gosh, I hope so. At least for a little bit. Let things kind of cool out, kind of cool down and all that. But speaking of cooling down, let me talk to you about some people that definitely have cooled down. Um, we had our women's tag team title match, our defense of the titles. We had Alba Fire and Isla Dawn defending their titles against Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. All right match, ended in a DQ. This
Look,
one, yeah, it existed.
I'm gonna keep it short and simple, chat, because we're already at our 1 hour half, 1 hour and a half show mark, and I'm gonna keep it to you in a buck. Match was great promo. I'm happy Alba Fire and Azladan did not lose. I wanted them to win. Even if Blair Davenport did not interrupt, I would have preferred that Alba Fire and Azladan did stay retaining the champions,
Mhm,
and they could have another match in the future. I want the tag team division of the women division to actually succeed and feel dominant. And right
mhm,
now, with Alba Fire and Azladan actually having the belts and actually defending this past Tuesday and this today Friday, they already have retained their belts twice in 1 week, and I love it how they have this opportunity. So
mhm.
overall, great
Yeah.
promo work, great match in the aspect for the hot tag and the slow moments. But
Mhm.
Blair Davenport coming in to help was interesting. So
Yeah.
I'm guessing she doesn't have a few no more with Naomi.
No, I think that's gonna tie into it because Naomi, Jade, and Bianca are kind of tight with each other.
Yes,
So
you're right.
this is probably gonna lead into a 6-woman tag, which I'm not gonna lie, with a 3-hour pre-show that you have tomorrow, I wouldn't be surprised if this gets announced for a pre-show match.
Okay, I don't mind it. Uh,
Mhm.
they can rerun it. They're
Yeah,
already they're already in the neighborhood.
yeah, exactly. So it's like, all right, let's throw it in there, and that'll be great. But yeah, I mean, the match was fine. I think I did get the similar feeling that I've had in the past with setup matches like this, where it's like, okay, I can tell they're kind of holding back a little bit, especially from like Alba and Dawn's side of the match and all that. Like, I feel like they were kind of holding back a little bit. They're still playing like the heel role, obviously, but like kind of like the chicken shit heel in a way, because like they attacked everybody before the bell even rang, and they were doing like all these distraction moves and all that. So like, makes sense on their part and all that. But like Blair Davenport joining them, I guess, for a little bit, that's cool and all, gives her something to do. It'll give Naomi something to do as well when she joins with Jade and Bianca. And yeah, I mean, I guess we're saving their regaining of the titles for another time, which fine,
I'm happy that Asla Dawn and
yeah.
Alba Fire won. That's what I care about the most. The
Well,
actual
they technically lost because Blair Davenport, when she interfered, she attacked Jade Cargill. So Jade and Bianca technically won by DQ.
they did.
Hmm. Yeah.
So, so that means aren't they our new champions then?
No,
Or
so like so that's the whole champion's advantage thing. So like, if a champion loses by a disqualification or count out, they still retain the title because they were never pinned or submitted.
that's what. Okay, so it's, at
Yeah.
times I get confused because of the wording,
Oh yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah.
but I'm happy that they retain the titles. I will use that word then.
There
I'm
you go.
happy Alba
Yeah.
Fire and Asla Dawn retain the titles, and because I feel like we cannot have them lose the titles when they just got it at Clash of the Castle in June. So I wanted to continue striving for another maybe three more type of retaining. Sorry, three more matches to have a title defense,
Hmm.
and that builds up them more. So when they lose it, it'll be a good opportunity.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, most definitely. But I mean, not much to say about it any more than what I
No,
have. I mean, again, like, I mean, Jade's looking better in the ring.
she is. She
I
is.
kind of
I
want her
like
to
the line she
start.
said. I like
Mhm.
the line she said in the backstage. When you got the Storm in the EST with the best team out there, I'm like, Storm in
Mhm.
EST? I wonder if they could have like a name like Stormest, like Storm EST or something like that, like a name like that. 'Cause I feel like that works very
Yeah.
well with them. And Jade Bangs really look beautiful. So
Oh
overall,
yeah.
I like that promo. The line, it really stood out for me. I don't know why it's so simple, or it maybe gives me that of the cosplay she did last week or 2 weeks ago of the Miracle.
Yeah.
Girl, bless the timeline. I appreciate that. And
Right.
two, the Storm actual cosplay she did back 3 years ago, I believe.
Well, she did. She kind of did it at WrestleMania.
Oh, she did. Oh, yeah, she kind of did at WrestleMania. So that is the Storm cosplay that she did
Yeah.
for the X-Men. So I feel like if they could do something like that for the group, because I would love to see Naomi, Bianca, and Jade have a little group. So if they get their tag
Yeah.
titles back, they could also, do also the free bird, because one of them could also go for the main title. And whenever
Hmm.
we have the mid card, one of them goes at the mid card. So it'd be a cool dynamic if they continue this group. That's why I don't want Jade to betray Bianca. Not even for next year. I want this to cook like Shield
Yeah.
type of lore. Like I want this to build up for another year or two. So don't betray her yet. Get that type of dynamic. Re her in and make her think you're her best friend. Until 2 years later, you betray that bitch. You'll be like, yeah, stab you in the
Exactly.
back. See, it
Yep.
feels more painful than a year later friendship. But when you build up that friendship 2, 3 years, it hurt them. You'll be like, I didn't expect you to do that. You're like, yeah, it's my turn to become the main star.
Hmm. So, but yeah, I mean, again, fine segment. We're setting up for a future match down the road and all that. And eventually, Jade and Bianca will be getting those tag titles back. And then really quickly, quick little segment we had here in the back where Tiffany Stratton finally got her custom briefcase. It's all pink. It's got her name on there, Tiffany Stratton and all that. And yeah, basically Nia gifted it to her and said, "Hey, don't cash in tomorrow or we're gonna have problems." But I'm kind of sad that we only got a video package for the women's title match tomorrow.
Boy, you're talking about why you said that you didn't get a video package for tonight when we're having a pre-show tomorrow for 3 hours. We're about to
Look,
have a 3 hour a video
I
package.
I just wanted to see Bailey on my TV. Okay,
We got a
like
progressive flow. That's good enough. We get that every week on SmackDown. They literally did a progressive flow talking about Bailey and her video package from the past couple weeks. We're about to get a pre-show for 3 hours. This was a main event of fights and promo packages leading up to. People be
I
upset
wanted
about the wrong things. We have
I
SmackDown,
wanted
SummerSlam, and
Bailey
Raw
on my
in one
screen.
weekend for titles. We have good. We have Wyatt 6 going on Raw for the first match. And people are mad that's not on SummerSlam. How many matches do you want in one
It's
night?
fine.
We do not need 10 matches in one PoE. We already have Raw. You saying Raw don't got stakes? You know what? I'm gonna stay quiet before I go on a rant. Whew. Wrong time
Yeah.
because we got 20 minutes left to do this predictions. So
Oh
I'm gonna just
man.
hold my thoughts about this.
Oh,
Anyway,
good.
Tiffany, you are great. You are the princess to the queen, but the queen gave you an order that you better not cash in tomorrow. If not, you and me are gonna have problems.
Yeah.
Problemos. That's what literally the queen told you. Do not be stupid and cash it in tomorrow. If not, I'm gonna be fighting you and put you in your place.
Look, man. I just wanted Bailey on my screen tonight. That's all I want. I really don't ask for much. I don't ask for much in life.
I believe she was on the pre-show, right?
I don't maybe. I don't remember. I
Okay.
didn't watch that kickoff show. I didn't.
Oh, I call it
But
pre-show. Kickoff. Oh my god, they have a kickoff, they
tomato
have SmackDown,
tomato.
and then they have a pre-show for the SummerSlam, and then the Raw. Why are they doing so much extra things? Oh my god, I'm sorry. Anyway, Tiffany,
Yeah.
beautiful case by the way. It's very sweet.
She
Even though
yeah.
I didn't know Nia knew your taste so well to get you a whole briefcase. It just
I
looks like she
mean,
just knew you so well as your queen.
look, it's pink. That's all she needed.
It's just
That's all
weird to
she
see
needed.
also like a zipper type of design I saw around the
Oh
briefcase.
yeah.
It was interesting. It it felt like a suitcase, but felt like a zipper type of hoodie, like suitcase with a bracelet around it. It kind of looked like that. I don't know if that makes sense with what I'm
No,
discussing.
I think I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Okay, so
But
yeah, overall
yeah.
the briefcase looked good, but I cannot wait to actually see like a picture online of how it actually looks fully because it looks like a bit. It looks a bit like so quick that we saw that I didn't get
Mhm.
to analyze it too much.
Yeah. And one interesting thing though, really quick before we move on to the predictions, like Chelsea Green comes out just to confront
Yes.
Tiffany Stratton, and she's just like, "Oh, if I had the case, I would have bedazzled it this way, and like it would be green this and green that." And like Tiffany was just like, "Oh, well,
Green is not your
it's
color.
not exactly." And like in a way, this felt kind of baby face ish, like, and like it kind of took me back a little bit because I'm just like, wait, hold on, am I getting the vibes I should be from this tiny segment? Like, is Tiffany Stratton showing some sort of baby face
Oh hell yeah!
ness to her?
I feel
Like,
like she will do
okay,
amazing as a babyface because
she good,
she has the
yeah.
opportunity. I don't think we have seen her as a babyface because most of the time she's
I
been a
don't think
heel over the
so.
past couple of years. So I
Yeah.
don't. If she has ever been a babyface, please chat. Let us know if we have drop. If you're
Hmm.
here, please let us know if we're unaware if she has had a babyface face in the future before. If she hasn't, I'm really curious to see how is it going to be. How is it going to be really shown to us in a developed form?
Yeah. But hey, that was basically SmackDown. So I mean, overall, I thought SmackDown was good tonight. I thought it was a good show. I thought it was, it was fine. It did what it had to do and all that. So I was quite pleased with it. I don't know. What about you, Vash? How did you feel about SmackDown overall?
Yo, SmackDown was whack as hell. What you mean?
No,
I was putting me to sleep.
it was
Nah, guys, I'm
fine.
kidding. I'm kidding. Nah, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna give it a 10 rating because I feel like a
Yeah,
10
no.
rating is hard. I'm gonna do a 5. It was a solid 4. It was not perfect. It was not great. It was good, better than average. Cody felt a bit of repetition, like Whawkins said earlier. He felt like the politician that we've been seeing and shown. I'm really curious to see how is it going to be built up in the next segment we're talking about when it comes to their main event match tomorrow. I'm really happy with LA Knight in his promo work. He's going to become a champion tomorrow. I will give you the discussion in a few. And lastly, Carmelo, ice on that chest. Put some ointment
Oh
on that
yeah.
chest. That should look bloody as red as hell. That should look like it hurt. It looks like it's painful. And Carmelo Hayes, I cannot wait until you come on screen with your hair out instead of braids. Because if anybody did not see his girl TikTok with Carmelo Hayes' hair actually out, it's so cool. It's almost as long as mine or
Hmm.
long as his girlfriend's hair. It's adorable. It's amazing just to see the difference look of your face when it's not braided and then actually look like it's all out. It looks really cool. So I hope one day we get to see that on screen. And Carmelo Hayes is always at the barber. This man is getting that
Oh,
shape up clean all the damn time. That's all I want
right.
to add.
Oh man. I'll have to look that up with like his hair grown out like that. So yeah, I'll
I'll
have
show
to
it to
look
you
that up.
after.
All right, but yeah. All right, cool. Well, with SmackDown done and out of the way, finally, we got to talk about SummerSlam tomorrow. We got to give ourselves some predictions for SummerSlam tomorrow. That's right. We got 7 matches on the card. A great number for a big show like this. You know, it's not a B show. We got an A show. So let's go down the card. Let's give our quick thoughts, our predictions for the matches going on. Up first, we got our U.S. title match. We got Logan Paul versus L.A. Knight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Vash, who you got and why is it L.A. Knight?
Look, chat. Like I said earlier, it is our boy Logan Paul Psych L.A. Knight will be our
Yeah.
champion. He'll be winning. He deserves it. And this is my over and under 101%. L.A. Knight will be winning over Logan Paul 101%. 101%. If Logan actually wins, it will be a surprise. I would not expect this.
Look, I'm surprised you're just sticking with 101% because 10 billion% it's going to be LA Knight. Like, you know, we talked about it last well, a lot of people talked about it last year and a little bit this year too, like pulling the trigger on LA Knight. Like, when do you do it? Like, he's been getting insane pops no matter where he goes, no matter when he wrestles and all that. Like, he has been getting really good pops for like the better part of a year, almost a year and a half, I'd almost say too. But
Yeah.
like, he needs to be rewarded for that, and more reward than being the Slim Jim sponsor for you, you know? Like, give him this title. He's earned it, he's deserved it. Give him the title, let him run with it for a bit, and yeah, we'll have to give him something good. Give him something good to work with. That's all I ask for. So
100%.
yeah, sounds like we're both going for LA Knight. Next on our card is the Intercontinental title. We have Sami Zayn defending against Braun Breaker. Vash, who you got and why?
About the underdog that he keeps calling himself underdog when he's been a champion now for 3 or 4 title defense. I'm like, what's going on? It has to be Sami Zayn. He
It
is the underdog.
has to be.
All right, all right, all right, all
All
right, all
right,
right,
yeah,
all
yeah.
right, all right,
You're
all right.
you're gonna have to explain this one.
Sami Zayn has been building up Braun Breaker and has been building up AJ Dragunov. SummerSlam, it is the WrestleMania of the summer.
Mhm.
WrestleMania is like the spring version. Royal Rumble is the winter version, and the summer version is SummerSlam. As I see, like how we have anime season for our animated podcast, we have our PLE season for each of the events. So with Sami Zayn, he has this underdog story continue going on, which I'm kind of ready to transition now from underdog to being a champion of the underdog story. Right now, he keeps being told that he's the fighting champion, he's the underdog. He'll be losing against Braun Breaker. No, he doesn't. He won't, and he proves it because he's smarter. But Braun Breaker will be learning either way. So this will be the second match, right? Of Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker.
Yeah, this is their second match. Yeah.
So Sami Zayn wins. Braun Breaker, if he has a third one, Braun Breaker 100% winning.
Okay. Um, I am completely different. Like to the point where I'm gonna say what I said during Money in the Bank too. Not only should Braun Breaker win, have it be a decimated, like almost very akin to Brock Lesnar versus uh what's his face, John Cena back in 2014. Yeah,
Yeah, I saw that. I'm
2014.
like, interesting.
Like, well, see, that's one thing. We're coming up on the 10-year anniversary of that because because that's the thing. Like, Cena was at a point at that time where it's like he was Super Cena at his peak almost, where it's like he rarely lost. People were really not feeling him at all, and yet he just gets decimated, destroyed even by Brock Lesnar. Have that happen with Sami Zayn here. Like I said it last month, and I'll say it again. Just like 5, 10 spears, just like all different ways, all like as fast as Braun can be. Like, because that's the thing. It's like the whole story with like Money in the Bank was that Braun Breaker underestimated Sami Zayn. He
Correct.
didn't take him seriously and all that. Now he's got his other chance. He's gonna take him seriously, and he's not gonna back off. He is going to like go after Sami Zayn, and if anybody's gonna take the title off of Zayn, especially the okay, because like I see it as how it's been built up since Sammy won the title, because like he beat Gunther's record, like well he beat Gunther to end his record. That's what it was.
Yes.
Um, and so the person to beat Sami Zayn should be somebody that kind of needs that win, somebody that they could build up in order to be the next big threat. Who's the next big threat right now? Braun Breaker. Because not only does Braun Breaker have a win over Gunther, but now he's feuding with somebody who's also beaten Gunther. And so it's like, okay, Braun just kind of has to win this. Like, he just has to. He has to. Like, kind of the same words you were saying. Like, he needs to win. And like Sami Zayn, like he's had a good run with the IC title, but there's something for him coming up with a certain OG family coming back, possibly by chance, that he should probably maybe be free for. And not only that, just the other week, he pinned the tag team champions with Jey Uso. Just gonna throw that little nugget out there with you, because what better way to get the OG bloodline back? What better way to build
Oh,
up?
what was the 1D, right? The move was called the 1D at the end.
Hmm.
That was
Yeah.
beautiful execution between Sami Zayn and Jey Uso.
Oh
That was a
yeah.
beautiful execution between
And
them two.
and they did their handshake. They did their hand with the yeet hands.
It was so
Oh man.
good. I love it. But so we have for the Intercontinental Champion of Sami Zayn as a champion versus Braun Breaker. We have one Sami, one Braun Breaker. Chat. Let us know what you guys think and how
Hmm.
many do you have?
Oh yes. And moving on to our next match, we have the WWE Women's Title match. We have Bayley defending against Nia Jax. Vash, who you got and why?
Bailey.
Bayley. Ooh, that's a spicy pick. Why? Why do you say
So
Bayley?
my fan is Bailey. My critic is Nia.
So it's a heart versus the brain kind of thing.
Yeah. So my heart right now is saying Bailey. Bailey.
See,
BBL Bailey.
I mean, yes, BBL Bailey, of course. But like, I'm kind of in the same boat as you. I know I said spicy take, but it's just like, oh, somebody's gonna join me in the spicy take. Well, I might have a spicier take when we get to another match here later.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
but like, because in my mind, I can see it where it's like Tiffany tries to cash in, but she doesn't because Nia like catches her. She's just like, "Wait, what you doing? I got you a briefcase. I told you not to cash in now." And yet she does try to, not saying, she cashes in and it's a failed cash in. It's just, she tries to and the attempt fails, and Bailey ends up beating Nia Jax because, hey, you're distracted by all this. And it also kind of leads to, it's like, you could do a rematch between the two because of this and all that. But I part of me does, like, the heart does want to lean towards Bailey, but then there's like the mind that's like, okay, either the queen or the king of the ring is going to win at SummerSlam. One of them's going to win a title. At least tomorrow night. At least tomorrow night, one of them will. And it kind of leads to another prediction that we'll talk about.
People not gonna like my option for the other one then. I know people don't
Oh,
like it.
oh,
Yeah.
don't worry. I think a lot of people are kind of coming around to it, but we'll get to it.
Oh,
So, you know what?
I've been noticing that. I've been noticing that one.
I am going to be different, though. I'm going to say Nia here. Just because, like, her run right now has been really good. And I think she should be, besides, winning Queen of the Ring, obviously, she should be rewarded for all that. She should be rewarded for her hard work and especially her improvement and all that too. Like, not only just like with her mic skills and her, character work and all that. And I know I've said in the past, oh, I don't like how she has done her mic work, but I get why she does. So it's like it's more of just like I'm supposed to not like how she's saying this. But yeah, I think Nia should win, and it's mainly because like the brain is like, hey, be rewarded for the hard work that you've done. So hey, look, another one that we differ on. Look at that, everybody.
It's not gonna be the only one because now we have the next one of the
Mm.
Women's World Title. Liv Morgan as the current champion versus Rhea Bloody Ripley.
So who do you got?
I got Liv Morgan.
Oh, good, I do too.
All right, so we both Liv Morgan, so we can continue talking about it. I'm gonna keep it short and simple. Liv Morgan is because she's the current champion. For her to be on her revenge tour, guess what, chat? We need to have her as a champion. We need to see her as dominant, and she's the current heel. When
Yeah.
Rhea is technically going to be transitioning to babyface or has been or current in the process for it. So I really am curious to see how they perform, and would it be help from Dominic or would it be help from as a source? Because with Bailey, I mean, what's up, Bailey? Liv Morgan, I will. She needs to win. Like for example, how we said it, LA Knight needs this win. Liv Morgan needs this win over Rhea, and also
Yeah.
win over the audience that still has a hit or miss for Liv Morgan.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I'm kind of in the same boat. It's like Liv is probably gonna go over here because like I think this feud has a few more legs to go on. Especially going into a pay-per-view known as Bad Blood, and how people are speculating, oh, we're gonna get some Hell in a Cell matches in this. One of these feuds is very suited for that kind of stipulation, and Liv versus Rhea is one of them. Like that could be a great match to have in there. And whether Dom actually turns or not, I think he's gonna be involved, but I think he's gonna accidentally cost Rhea the match, you know. Because I think with like the whole Judgment Day, you know what? I'm gonna save the Judgment Day talk for World Heavyweight Title match. So yeah, it sounds like we're both going with Liv on that one. Great. Next on our card, we have Big Old Daddy Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk with our special guest referee Seth Rollins.
I just want to
This
say,
this is a coin toss for me.
Drew
Like,
said a funny line at the kickoff show, saying that, "Yo, I know you're gonna come here and wear the most craziest stripper outfit of the referee," and I'm like, Drew, you are bugging, but copy.
Right? He's like,
Heard you.
don't wear high heels, or you're gonna. I don't want you to break your ankle
No,
and not be able to count the 3 count.
He added 2 more to that statement. He said, "Your high heels, your platforms," and he said another one. I forgot what it was. He said platformers, and it works. Like,
Yeah.
for me, it's a 50-50, but
Mhm.
I give right now, if you have a shot to the head right now, I'll give it Drew McIntyre.
Ooh, another spicy pick.
But
Another one.
my fan,
Yeah.
CM Punk. My brain is saying Drew McIntyre.
Mhm. See, yeah, like again, I'm torn on this one because it's like this is Punk's first televised match back in WWE. So it's like, yeah, you good. Yeah, so it's like it's Punk's first televised match back in WWE. So it's like, okay, should he go over? Well, yeah, he probably should, you know, all things said. But like this feud is another one that can just it could go for a little bit longer. But you know, Punk has also said that once he's done with Drew, he's done with Drew. Like after this weekend, he's gonna be done with him. I mean, I don't know if that includes losing or not, but he's gonna be done with Drew after tonight. After, well, I guess yeah, tonight because it's already like 1:20 in the morning. But so like yeah, Punk could go over and just kind of move on to another feud. I would personally like that as well because as great as this feud has been, I would like to see Punk do a little bit more with somebody else. You know, maybe we can start kind of building more with Seth and their rivalry and their feud going into another pay-per-view, or maybe there's somebody lower on the card that can like antagonize Punk a little bit. But I don't know, like this is gonna be a hard match to watch because even Punk, I think it was like yeah, he was on an interview or something, and he said, "Look, I I'm going to be very violent. Like as as soon as that bell rings, I am going to like you're going to see a level of violence that nobody has seen ever, and I'm looking forward to that. But as to who's going to win, see again, it's like a coin flip because like I guess the reason I'm kind of leaning towards Drew too, it's like Drew's had these big high profile matches that he keeps losing. Like all these world heavyweight title matches, he keeps losing. The Money in the Bank contract cash in, he lost. Like all of it has been because of Punk. So it's like, okay, Drew McIntyre needs a big win. So like I could go for him too. But it's tough, man. Because it's like, where do you go with the story from here? Because like, do you keep it going and all that? Do you keep it going till Bad Blood? I don't know, but like, I
It's
might,
because
yeah.
It's because with CM Punk, he said that his rivalry with Drew ends this weekend.
Mhm.
So is that
Yeah.
more like the actual kayfabe, or is that like you trying to hype it up, saying that.
Yeah.
So that's why I believe Drew will be winning because of his statement. It means that with CM Punk, and also for anybody that's not excited for this is our first individual live TV match of CM Punk in
Yeah.
over 10 years. This is his third match, but two of them were on live shows.
Yeah.
This is his first televised POE. So I'm hoping that CM Punk is good, ready,
Mm.
and he doesn't need to be perfect because also he's in the ring with Drew, and he's gonna hear the bullshit from Seth. I want the most sluttiest, the most craziest type of outfit from Seth Rollins. I like just make it the most craziest. I need it. I need Seth to feed us.
You know what? I think I'm going to go Drew because one thing that keeps popping in my mind is the fact that Seth is the special guest referee, and one line that has stuck with me since Monday is how Punk like he went up to Seth. It's just like, I don't want your help. Like, whatever you do in this match, do not help me. And I think part of it is going to come down to Rollins accidentally whatever, but like something's going to happen where he's going to cost CM Punk the match. And it's just going to be one of those things that just plants the seed for their feud in the future.
Oh, it's definitely down the road. It's in the
Oh
pipeline
yeah.
for what these two can happen with. But I'm fucking excited. Drew
Oh
is
yeah.
my choice, and for you is Drew. So
Yeah.
CM Punk would not be having the first win of this rivalry, but I know he'll be having the second win.
Yeah. But next up, we have our World Heavyweight title match. Damian Priest versus Gunther. Vash, who you got and why?
Is my boy Damian Priest. I've been saying this for weeks,
Ah,
and
yes.
the chat has been hating on me that yo is not gonna be Gunther. Why is Vash on the Gunther hate train? Like, no, chat. I never said that I'm
No.
on the hate train. It's just that I would like to see him fall from his pedestal. I want him to fall from his fucking throne. Lose that confidence that you are, Gunther, the ring general, the king. I want you to fall from your grace and work to get on top again. Lose that opportunity of jumping the line and work for it again. Become the number one contender by next month. If you get to be booked and able to fly international, because I know Gunther has been issues to not be out of because I think his visa or something like that is why he hasn't been booked
Um,
overseas. So hopefully that's been resolved and he could go. The next PLE in September, I believe, is in international. So I would hope that would be a good opportunity for Gunther to have his rematch
mhm.
against with Damien.
So I'm in the same boat of Damian winning, but
Ooh, what?
it's a bit
You
different though.
flip it. Okay,
It's
interesting.
it's a bit different because so I think I'd have to look back into the whole visa thing with Gunther because I'm pretty sure he can go overseas. Um, but the next event being Bash at Berlin, and it's kind of like setting up as Gunther's hometown. Winning a title in your home country and all that is a little better than winning it not in your home country and all that.
Exactly.
So there's that aspect to it. Um, there's also the whole thing of like the Judgment Day. So it's like that's why I said earlier about like Dominic accidentally costing Rhea, because it's like I feel like that turn and that betrayal has a little bit more legs to it. Whereas with like Finn
Finn,
and
yeah.
Damien, that has some more to it. Like because I see this match ending very in a very screwy fashion. Because like I don't think Gunther's gonna lose clean. Like
Oh, I feel like this will be a messy type of match
mhm,
ending
yeah,
because even when Finn said it this Monday Night Raw, he said that no, I believe it was Damien. He said that once we're done with SummerSlam, we will get our shit together and we'll fix things up with Braun Strowman and everyone else
Mhm.
that is having issues with Judgment Day. So for Damien to say that and for Finn to agree and everything, and right now they're not having good connection, good chemistry. So I'm really curious to see how's that gonna lead up to with both of them.
Yeah. And I mean, again, it'll like a match ending in screwy fashion, especially with Gunther. He's not going to have that, and that can lead into the rematch in Berlin at the old Bash at Berlin,
Yep.
and that can be when Gunther can win it right then and there. You know, so I'm kind of in that camp where, like, again, it's gonna be a very screwy finish. It's gonna be just like Vash was saying, dirty. It like you're gonna need to take a shower after watching the match. Like that's how dirty this match is gonna be.
This match is gonna be wild. It's not
Hmm.
gonna be bloodline rules. I wonder if they
No,
should have. I wonder if they should make it a Judgment Day rules. How would that work to make it different?
it takes place in the clubhouse, and there's chicken tendies you have to throw at people and dino nuggies.
I remember the
Oh.
holiday thing they did with the food. That was a weird thing they did.
Yeah.
The food
Uh.
one. Remember with Chelsea Green? But anyway, with
Yeah.
with Damian Priest, that is 2 votes. I would love to ask Drop if he has changed his vote because I know he will also say Gunther. So I'm really curious to see if his type of decision has changed. So that would be really
Yeah.
curious to see.
Especially after Monday and all that. But and today, because like apparently Gunther showed up at that like live thing that
Yeah,
Damien did,
I saw that. I was
and
so confused.
you know, I didn't listen to it, but
Same. I saw
apparently,
the clip, but I will see it sometime tomorrow. There's a lot of
yeah,
wrestling content to see on Saturday. Because on Saturday I'll be watching a lot of wrestling, and then Sunday I haven't announced this yet, but I guess I can announce it now.
oh
I'll be
yeah,
streaming at 7 a.m. reading My Hero Academia from chapter 382 to the newest chapter. I'll be streaming from that morning.
oh yeah. Well, have fun with some of that stuff. With some of
But
it.
what is our main event, Watkins?
Oh, our main event for the WWE title, we have Cody Rhodes defending his title against Solo Sikoa in what has now become a Bloodline rules match. Vash, who you got and why? And
Yo, look,
why is it Cody?
he's the fucking face. He is the guy. He
Yeah.
is Homelander. He's a politician. He's all the good and the bad that you want as the main character. Because you know what? People will still hate him because he ain't Hale.
Hmm.
Um, Cody Rhodes is the guy. He is the man. He is the champion. He beat the tribal chief, like we said earlier in the show. That when it comes to Cody, I sit on the throne. I throne I once broke, and I think of the man who helped me get here. And if I lose to you, I cannot repay that debt. He has
Yeah.
had a lot of people. If anybody don't remember the moment of him having Seth, John Cena, KO, Brandy, his mom, a few of the people in the ring being with him, who supports him, who's by his side, who has supported him, Triple H,
Mhm.
even him losing the opportunity of not main eventing because of the wrong, he has had so much opportunity here, so he has to prove to himself and prove to the company that he is still the same guy, and the fans have not turned on him yet, so he is the guy. Solo, I'm sorry, but yo, with all due respect, I'm speaking as a fan and a critic here. So, professionally speaking, you're gonna fucking lose. You're not the guy. You're the wannabe bitch, the wannabe tribal chief, and you're not gonna come out on top. But hey, you have tag titles on your work. You're good, my guy.
Yeah.
You're good. You're not gonna
Yeah.
win. Roman Reigns might come tomorrow. Bloodline rules. We know that Jujika Fatu, Tangaloa, and Tamatanga will be part of it. But at the end of the day, who will be helping Cody? We have Seth there. We have Sami Zayn there that same night. We have DIY that we did our prediction earlier. DIY is 100% helping out tonight. I mean,
Yeah.
tomorrow during the main event match.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really have much else to add other than Cody should probably win to continue all of that stuff. And
That's
hopefully,
why I say 80-20, because the
yeah.
80% is like for sure. That 20% is like, hey, they could do a little flip toss and give it a solo out of nowhere. I'm like,
See,
okay.
you're 80-20, I'm 99-1. So we'll see
That's
if Doctor Strange shows up with that 1%.
if that one happens, I'll be like, this why you should put 20. That's why you should
Oh,
have put 20.
if that one happens, there'll be another finger coming up.
The old
Exactly.
school one.
Uh,
All right, so but we're both Cody. We have a few
a few differences.
differences, but
Yeah.
a few correct ones that should be it. At the end of the day, Cody Rhodes will be winning. He's the man. He's a champion, and I'm curious to see who will be his opponent for Clash of Berlin.
Oh yeah. I wonder who he's gonna be facing there.
AJ
That'd be
Styles round
interesting.
3.
Nah, nah. Give him something. Give him somebody new. Give him. You know what? Screw it. Give him Kevin Owens. Do a match with Kevin Owens. That would be fun.
Yeah,
That'd be
I'm okay
hella
with it.
fun. Or it could just be round 1 with Orton.
Yeah, or
So
even round. No, he can't even do Drew. He can't do CM Punk. He can't do
yeah.
Seth. No. Okay, yeah, you're right. I don't know.
Yep. But hey, we've basically reached the end of our show because a little bit of a longer show, but hey, that's usually how these go home editions of SmackDown go because we like to give our predictions for the PLE coming up, and usually the go home shows are very packed with like story driven stuff, so it's a lot of stuff to talk about. But before I hit the outro, Vash, where can all these lovely people, whether they're in the chat right now, watching us live, or in the comments later on, where can they go if they want to talk to us about any of what we had to say, especially if they want to just yell at us for all the spiciness we had?
Look, Chad, you have an hour and 40 minutes of SmackDown coverage, and then you have 40 minutes of prediction for the SummerSlam. That literally is, you have a two-part show in one. You had a tired, exhausting Vash doing a show, and you had an exhausting but thrilling two co-hosts here handling your coverage of SmackDown and your beautiful prediction for SummerSlam. But guess what? You're about to get more coverage of SummerSlam. You're about to get the review tomorrow, 11 p.m. Stream is not out yet, but the stream will be early out afternoon that you'll be seeing. Be ready, like the video, and get it ready because we will be having a good time for a review breakdown. And follow me at Legend Vash everywhere else on social media and AniMa W3 Studio, and like us, subscribe. If you're entertained by us, we appreciate for being back for the beautiful face of Legend Vash and Whawkins MW. And don't forget, Drop This Box is will be on vacation. He will not be back here until the Monday Night Raw episode on Monday the 12th of August. If he does pop up here, it's because he got the time to permit. But if not, that's when you'll see him back on August 12th. Other than that, go back to you, Whawkins.
Oh, good. Well, thank you for all of that. And you know what? Thank you. Thank you. Whether in the chat, whether in the comments below, I just want to thank you. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to listen to the Weebs of the Ring podcast. If for whatever reason you enjoyed what we had to say, why not do exactly what Vash just told you to do? We are known as AniMa W3 Studio on all social media platforms. Just always remember that's we with a 3. And also use the hashtag Weebs of the Ring. You could talk to us about wrestling before, during, or after any of these events, or during the week and all that. And also give us some feedback because we are nothing without you guys tuning in, and we love to get better at what we do. Weebs of the Ring is presented by AniMa W3 Studio. Thanks to our production team of Vash, Whawkins, DropThisBox, Rome, and Jokester, as well as JB and Abe for all the wonderful things that you guys do in the background. Thank you for joining us, and remember, no stunt grannies were harmed in the recording of this podcast. Have a good night, everybody, and we will see you tomorrow night for SummerSlam.